Hi, I'm Jamie Boys. I currently I'm the portfolio manager on the Catalyst Global Real Estate UCITS Fund. I joined Catalyst about 12 years ago, have been involved in the real estate investment industry probably for about 16, 17 years. So prior to Catalyst, I was at a business called Dubai World, which invested in various real estate assets across the globe, across Africa. And prior to that was at Investec, private bank on the property lending side. I think probably for the last 20 years I've been involved in real estate and I've always been passionate about the asset class. And I think Catalyst as a specialist real estate fund management business has been a great place to use that talent and to try to enhance that talent over time with a great team around us. All we do is real estate in the public markets, and it's a team that's highly passionate about that subsector. I think that it's where our expertise lie, and I think it's where we think we can add value to clients. So Catalyst Fund Managers is a specialist listed real estate investment manager. We manage just in excess of $1 billion across real estate markets across the world. And we've been doing it for about 20 years. I think some of the interesting things and unique points about Catalyst to me are that the team has been in existence for a long period of time. So there are 4 portfolio managers within the business. Have on average been at Catalyst about 15 years. We all went through the GFC together. And I think we've got a very long, tried and tested investment approach that hasn't changed much over the 20 years that we've been in existence. So I think having that consistency, I think, is a very important part of how we invest our clients' money within the markets. And then I think the other unique thing is that a large portion of the investment team have actually been involved in investing and developing, selling, letting assets in the direct markets. So having spent a lot of time in the real estate direct markets, I think that has a big influence and is quite pervasive across our investment philosophy and how we value real estate securities. The other thing is that Catalyst is a partly management-owned business, and I think that gives a lot of alignment with our clients, both the fact that our investment team is quite heavily invested in the solutions that we run, as well as invested in the management business, Catalyst Fund Managers. The Catalyst Global Real Estate UCITS Fund invests by the name in global real estate securities. So what exactly is global listed real estate? Effectively, we're investing in real estate companies listed on exchanges across the world that own underlying assets in various markets across the US, Europe, UK, Japan, Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia. Those are the major markets that these businesses are invested in. And across that, the full spectrum of all the subsectors within real estate. So your traditional asset types like office, retail, industrial, to some of your more specialist real estate businesses, which have evolved and become a bigger part of the universe over the last 10 to 20 years. So businesses like data centers, cell towers, storage, lab space, etc. The common name for a listed real estate security is a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust, but effectively they are the same as any other equity listed on these exchanges across the world, similar to a mining company, a general retailer, a technology business. The fact of the matter is they own real estate, they collect rental on that real estate, they pay away some costs to run that real estate, they pay away debt funding costs, and the majority of the balance of the cash that they generate is paid back to shareholders as a dividend. The nice thing for us about the public market real estate businesses is that they do have permanent capital, and we feel that running a real estate business, permanent capital is an important part of a long-term asset class, that you need to make long-term decisions, and having that permanent capital is vital. And as an investor, public market securities are highly liquid. They obviously trade on exchanges daily. And so, you may not like the price that you're getting if you're selling securities or buying securities, but at least you have that liquidity to be able to invest and disinvest within the market. The Catalyst Global Real Estate UCITS Fund was launched in 2007, so we've been running that strategy for about 13 years now. Effectively, it gives investors a liquid way of investing in commercial real estate globally. And we focus predominantly in this fund on the rent collectors, so investors in real estate as opposed to developers of real estate who are generally house builders developing out residential units and on selling them. So we're more focused on real estate investors who are collecting rental, and so those income streams are a lot less volatile as they're underpinned by long-term leases. I think one of the really attractive things about global real estate, specifically at the moment versus probably 15 years ago, was the access to very high quality companies across the full subsector of real estate type investment. So a lot of bricks and mortar funds have access to offices, retail, industrial. Those are predominantly the main sectors they focus on. But I think in the public market, you get access to some of the great subsectors which we think have significant platforms in how they operate their businesses like storage, data centers, towers, lab space, some of the residential sectors like manufactured housing, single family residential. And for us, investors in our fund or similar funds to ours, I think it's a very appealing to be able to invest in a fund that has access to all these different subsectors. You've seen through various crises and various trends that are happening, a lot of traditional real estate, specifically retail and offices, are facing some significant structural headwinds, both at the moment and over the last sort of 5 to 10 years. And I think some of these other subsectors are facing some great demand tailwinds. And I think being able to, in a liquid portfolio, change what you are investing in as these trends unfold is very beneficial versus physically owning real estate assets that you take 12 to 36 months to buy and sell in the direct market, whereas in the listed space you can do it very quickly. So I think that is a very attractive proposition for investors to invest in real estate in their overall sort of diversified portfolio. So at Catalyst, I suppose the question is, what is different that we do that maybe some of our competitors don't do? And I think there's a couple of things that I would highlight within the investment team and the investment process. So first of all, the investment team, the senior members of the investment team have been at Catalyst on average for about 15 years each. So it is, we've got a lot of longevity and consistency around how we do things. We've pretty much been using the same process since inception of the business. We have tweaked it over time and hopefully improved it, but it's been a consistent process, which is a discounted cash flow, how we value these businesses. The second thing I think is that the members of the investment team have spent quite a lot of time in the direct real estate markets. I have spoken previously about it. I was at one of the banks in South Africa funding real estate investments. Post that, I was actually at a business called Dubai World, which owned a number of assets across the globe and were investing quite heavily into Africa at the time. So a lot of members of the investment team have sold, built, developed, financed real estate assets. And I think understanding the risks and opportunities within real estate businesses, you have to really understand what's going on at the real estate level. And so that is very pervasive across our investment process and how we think about these businesses as a long-term investment, what the opportunities are, what the risks are with each of these companies, depending what sector they're in. The investment team itself, we have 12 members of our investment team, of which about seven are purely focused on global long-only developed market, which is the Catalyst Global Real Estate UCITS Fund. And our universe is about 300 stocks across the globe, and we spend our entire time focusing on which of those public market securities are mispriced versus what we think their long-term intrinsic value is, and trying to allocate capital in the portfolio to the opportunities where we see the most upside. The risk within the fund is managed. We're obviously looking at around about 300 securities across the globe. At any one time, we hold between 65 and 75 stocks within the portfolio. So there's obviously a fair amount of diversification in what we're holding with the fund, both from a stock-specific level and across geographies and subsectors. And each stock that we look at things on a risk-adjusted basis. So if a stock is delivering 8% return a year, but we demand 10, we won't hold that stock. We'd rather hold a stock which delivers 7% return per annum, but we demand 6 for the risk that we're taking. So we really do look at things on a risk-adjusted basis. We like specialization within the underlying businesses that we hold. So we don't like real estate businesses that hold big, diverse portfolios. We like specialization. So you're a specialist US retail landlord, storage landlord, industrial landlord. We can create the diversification by blending together various companies that we hold